By the time he'd reached the other side of the park, he was more alert and more confused, and the pulsing in his cervical spine wasn't painless any longer. He knew 6 things. The name of the current president, what his mother's face looked like, though he couldn't recall her name or even the sound of her voice, that he could play the piano and fly a helicopter, that he was 37 years old, and that he needed to get to a hospital. Outside those facts, the world and his place in it wasn't so much hidden as printed in a foreign nomenclature beyond his comprehension. He could sense the truth hovering on the outskirts of consciousness, but it lay just out of reach. He walked up a quiet residential street, studying every car he passed. Did one of them belong to him? The houses that faced each other were pristine, freshly painted with perfect little squares of bright grass framed by picket fences, and each household name stenciled in white block letters on the side of a black mailbox. In almost every backyard, he saw a vibrant garden bursting not only with flowers but vegetables and fruit. All the colors so pure and vivid. Midway through the second block, he winced. The exertion of walking had drawn a deep breath out of him, the pain in his left side stopping him in his tracks. Removing his jacket, he pulled his Oxford out of his waistline, unbuttoned the shirt, and opened it. Looked even worse than it felt. All down his left side stretched a dark purple bruise, bullseyed with a swath of jaundiced yellow. Something had hit him. Hard. He ran his hand lightly over the surface of his skull. The headache was there, becoming more pronounced by the minute, but he didn't feel any signs of severe trauma, beyond tenderness on the left side. He buttoned his shirt back up, tucked it into his pants, and continued up the street. The blaring conclusion was that he'd been involved in some sort of accident. Maybe a car, maybe a fall, maybe he'd been attacked. That could explain why he carried no wallet. He should go to the police first thing. Unless, what if he'd done something wrong? Committed a crime? Was that possible? Maybe he should wait, see if anything came back to him. Though nothing about this town struck him as remotely familiar, he realized as he stumbled up the street that he was reading the name on every mailbox. A subconscious thing? Because down in the recesses of memory, he knew that one of these mailboxes would have his name printed across the side, and that seeing it would bring everything back. The buildings of downtown lifted above the pines several blocks ahead, and he could hear, for the first time, the noise of cars in motion, distant voices, the hum of ventilation systems. He froze in the middle of the street, involuntarily cocking his head. He was staring at a mailbox that belonged to a red and green 2-story Victorian. Staring at the name on the side of it. His pulse beginning to accelerate, although he didn't understand why.